Hi. Okay, so for this reading log for the Theodore Seuss Geisel Award, I did The Watermelon Seed by Greg Pizzoli. It was designed by Greg Pizzoli and Joanne Hill. It was published by Disney's Hyperion Books in 2013, and I would say it was a folktale, fantasy, and a picture book. So the number of pages is 40, and I felt like the age range or the appropriate age would be kindergarten. So, a summary of the book basically, there's one character in the story, and it's a crocodile, and he is obsessed with watermelon. He eats watermelon for every meal, and he's eaten it since he was small. Well, then he ends up swallowing a watermelon seed, and he kind of exaggerates about what's going to happen to him. He says that his skin's going to turn pink and he's going to start growing a watermelon inside of him. So the illustrations inside the where it says like the publication and all that, it also tells that the illustrations were inked on Bristol with a brush pen, screen printed by hand, and drawn on a tablet in Photoshop, printed in 3 spot colors. So that kind of explains like kind of what you're gonna see throughout the book. So it has a lot of pictures and not very many words. So the pictures and words kind of work together to tell the story, but it tells more through the pictures than the words, I would say. So the setting is kind of, it doesn't take place in like an actual place. Rather, it takes place kind of in the crocodile's own world, where he is telling about all of the watermelon and just his story, basically. The purpose of this story, I felt like, was kind of a cause and effect. The cause was the crocodile ate the watermelon, swallowed the seed, and the effect was going to be all of the different scenarios that he was making up in his head. So, an incident that related to me with this book would be when I was working at the after school program here in Colby at the elementary school, and a kid glued a googly eye on his forehead, and then he was like freaking out and worried that it was gonna take the skin off, and just all these different scenarios that he was making up. And I was like, it's okay, like, it's gonna work out. So that was something that related to the book. A game or activity you could do with the kids is you could do a cause and effect game, telephone, where you say a sentence, a simple sentence, into the kid next to you's ear, and then they repeat it to the next kid, and they repeat it to the next kid until it goes all the way around the circle and it comes back to you. And then you tell them what you actually said, and you tell them what you got back from when it went around the circle. Usually it gets changed because someone doesn't hear it right, or it gets exaggerated, but that's a game or thing you could do with them.